All right. I think we're here. Oh my, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. I'm a little late, but I am here. Holy crap. I got to try to get set up now. Wow. How y'all are? At least I hope I'm live. Waiting on somebody. Hey, Susie Katz. At least you're in here talking. Oh, let me go to live chat. Okay. Teresa, yes, indeed. Welcome. Everybody's got to sign in so I know who's here and who I can say hi to. I appreciate you sitting up in the balcony and passing the popcorn around, but at least let me know you're here. Leroy's here. Mountain Man, love it. Chicken Prepper, thank you. Glad you made it back. All right. So it is working. All right. Now I'm happy. Well, it was working. As long as everything's still working. Do. Hello, Helen. Welcome. What a beautiful weekend we had. Got that running pretty quickly, didn't you? Yeah, Nick, I had like 1 minute. I came back down here and it was 8:59. I didn't have the camera, I didn't have lights, I didn't have anything. I need some blocks moved. Go ahead. Good luck on that, Teresa. Holy crap, am I sore. Off-grid project, off-grid suburban project. How are you, Dave? Jeez, I'm so tired, folks. You have no idea how tired I am. It's a rough one. Greg, Pensacola, all right. I went to A school when I was in the Navy. I went to Pensacola, Florida, to photography school. But yes, oh, it's going well. Joey No Knees, welcome. All right, everybody's showing up. What are we going to talk about? The Ayatollah's dead. Okay, that's all I'm going to talk about that. Because I don't care about Iran. I don't care about Israel. I am over that shit. There's nothing they can do, so there's no need to talk about it. And I am not going to be one of those preppers, like I said in my video earlier. All these people were jumping on live at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end, Now it's happening. Get to your bug out locations. Get in your bunkers. It's like, what? Oh, I hate that shit. We need more sand. Yes, I, I could use more sand. I got plenty of clay. But I will say I'm really, really happy that I got all that cleaned up. Gail was a big help. But it looked, just sitting there on the porch of the cabin for a few minutes and looking at everything cleaned up and gone, looked so nice. As I was pounding down ibuprofen. Are you doing a garden this year at St. Bernard Acres? Yes, I am. It won't be a big giant one, but I am going to grow things out there just to see how things grow and what grows. It's going to be my experimental garden. If I could find you know what I can't find? I have all these T-posts and I want to run some fencing and I need to fence in an area for a garden. I can't find my T-post pounder. I know it's out there in that barn somewhere, and I looked and looked and looked and cannot find it. So I'm going to have to do something. you know, I don't want to buy another one, but I got to find something. I wish I could afford one of those. What are they, like gas ones that pound it? You just put it up there and it pounds it down for you. Is being one in the bunker with all the dogs? Oh, that's a funny question. Oh, I can't use a block. I couldn't lift the damn things up to stack them. How am I going to pick a block up to hit on top of a T-post that's 5.5 feet high? Remember, I got a shoulder that it's like gimpy anyway. That was hurting today, picking up all the blocks, because you know the flat ones, they don't have a hole where you can just grab it and pick it up. You have to literally use two hands to pick those things up, stack them into the bucket of the tractor, and then down and take them out of the tractor and stack them all up, you know, where I'm putting them up against the barn. But yeah, I got, you know, another probably 60 block to move from where Alex's pad was. You and Alex used it last year when you were sectioning off a spot for the boys. Your mom went out and looked. I guess we'll have to go look tomorrow. First muzzleloader shoot of the year today. First place in the woods. I love those pictures you sent me from last year. The award you got. Holy cow! First place in Mountain Man Target First. You are on fire, dude. That is so awesome, man. We have a gas-powered driver. That's what I need, is a gas-powered driver, because I got to pound this stuff through the clay. I mean, it's not hard, but it's just a pain in the butt. Tomorrow, Nick, let's look for that. So at least I can take it out with me next weekend. Because I want to run some fencing down the driveway, and then I want to put some fencing in for a garden back behind the barn. And I got to hook up all my rain catchment in the barn, behind the barn again, so I can get ready for watering it. All right, we'll look for it. I'm not fencing off 5 acres. If I was doing 5 acres, yeah, I'd buy a gas one. Or I'd hire somebody to run a gas one. I'm just doing, probably down the side of the driveway, I'm probably doing about 35 or 40 feet. Hey, oh, sorry about that, man. And then, I don't know, 100 feet of fencing around a garden. But that's going to be it. But I looked all over the barn, I couldn't find it. Can't believe how sore I am. Have we got any of those salon patch things, Nick? Because I could use one on my shoulder, I think. Yeah, I was looking. I'm going to, if I can find any. I haven't bought any for a long time. I don't know if I have any left or not. I would do one for sure. But I think what it is, I mean, it's been a long winter of not really being able to do anything. And now that the weather's breaking, and I do, you know, I mean, got a good workout today. Didn't do a whole lot, but a good workout. And I do that each day. You know, I get to do stuff. Eventually, get to where it's not nearly as sore. Yes, they are. I'd much rather do a gummy than a 4 ibuprofen. I have not watched the Outlander series. No. Ads keep popping up. There's not supposed to be any ads on here. I turned all that crap off. Now I'm getting fed up with YouTube. I think I might have to look into Rumble. I think, can you do live chats on Rumble? Because there shouldn't be any ads on my live streams. They're not monetized, nothing. Okay, you can go live on. We might start doing that a little bit. I might start looking into that. Has Kim bugged out to preparative? No, I saw Kim. I was talking to Kim last night, and then I saw her video today. She's like me. Like I said, okay, it happened. You know, if nothing comes of it, I'm prepared for that. If something comes up for it, I'm prepared for that. Other than that, we're just going on with our lives. That's how it's got to be. It's Kim. We'll have to ask her. I was born 250 years too late. That God makes it. Maybe you were reborn 250 years after you initially were a mountain man out there. Look at it that way. That's why you're so good at what you do. You were doing it 250 years ago. Think like George Patton thought. Remember, he thought he was a reincarnation of all the great generals throughout history. Your Rumble's not nearly as popular as YouTube, but it's way more First Amendment for it. Yeah. I storm Monday. Not here, off-grid suburban project. We're going to get a lot of rain next week. That's why I got up there and patched up the roof to where no more water can come in. I got. I called the guy to get, because I bought those roof panels off the guy who built the sheds. That way I know they're an exact match and fit for everything. Because they're like 106.75 inches long, something like that. And they're cheaper through him. I just have to drive an hour and a half to go get them. They're about an hour, something like that. And then the guy that put the roof on, it screwed up, he's going to come out and redo the roof. But I couldn't have him do it. Somebody was commenting on the video, like, I don't know what I'm doing and blah, 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 whatever. You get that roof fixed. Well, I was not going to ask somebody to go up there in the snow and the ice and the freezing temperatures to replace those two panels. Now that the weather's breaking, we can go up there and finish it off. I'm not that bad yet. Tree cut down project, that'll come now too. I'll get that. I got to do a video. I got this company sent me one of these real long pole saws and chainsaw and trimmer and this whole package thing. And that's going to come in perfect for cutting back that tree. Hello, Colton. What's going on, buddy? But, yeah, I'll get that tree out of there. I just got to get over being sore. I need gummies. That's what I need. Sleep all night. But nah, I was just a little sore. I'll be more sore tomorrow and Monday. I have to go teach a class for 2 guards Monday. So that's what I had to do. Pittsburgh, by the way, Thursday. We have some sites around the Pittsburgh area that I have to go do QAVs in. I hate Pittsburgh. Colton, I went out and bought a brand new Husqvarna. Oh, wow. My Husqvarna riding mower that I bought at Lowe's 12 years ago, that was a return, is still running great. I fired it up today just to see if it would still start. Hey, Bill, what's going on, my friend? Yeah, we have a chance for a lot of rain next weekend here, Susie. Hopefully, and even if it does rain, it's going to be warmer temperatures. So I'll take the heat. I'll take rain as long as I can get warmer temperatures. It'll be tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, it'll be back in the 40s, upper 30s. But then it looks like next weekend we're back in the upper 60s and 70s. My thermometer out there today said it was 69. And it was great to be able to do all that work in a t-shirt. I just had on my t-shirt and gloves. But you have to watch that video I put up. The house looks so different with everything picked up. What time do you do your class thing? 11 o'clock, I got to be there. I'll be leaving here about 10:30. And I'll just leave the puppies. If they're asleep, I'll leave them down here. I'll set the camera back up. And I'll leave them down there. I'll be there from 11 to 3, the class is. But I like that we're getting to the point. I was trying to explain to Kim, she got that puppy off of Ed, off of Prepper Nurse 1. She got that puppy. And, man, it's in a terror to try to train and to potty train. I'm like, look, we got these beagles. They're 3 years old. We're still having to deal with it. Hey, John, thank you, buddy. Let's see, Pittsburgh is a cobbled up city, typical for the area. Yeah, oh, isn't it, though? But we went to this place, and it's called the Strip District. I mean, I don't know why it's called the Strip District, but that's what it's called. And there's all these street vendors and people just have cobbled up shacks that they're selling things out of, all up and down the roads. And there was this market that I've only seen that kind of stuff in like movies or on TV. But it's been there forever. It's old. And it's got all this fresh vegetables and fruits and fish and meat and chicken. And all these sections are all yelling at each other and hollering. It's got 3 different kitchens where you can order fish sandwiches, order lunch, or beef or whatever. And it was so cool in there because, like I said, I'd only ever seen them on TV. I didn't know those places really existed. Yeah, I mentioned yes, the Ayatollah is dead, and you know I'm fine with that. I don't care. You know, uh, the it just I mean, there's no doubt. Uh, you see, Ed was trying to squat on. Yeah, I saw that. You know, I have never bought anything that I didn't get a survey with and knew where my markers were. I know where all the four of the markers are out at St. Bernard Acres. But they're not taking as much back. It's interesting how Ed's worked out, though. I mean, his driveway, it cuts right across his drive. I mean, that's obviously not his driveway because that guy has access, uses that to access his property. The dude that sold him, you know, uses that access to his property. So they all should be in there paying for that shit. Next time you go to the Strip District, let me know. You can go to Parma Sausage. They have really good cold cuts. Next time I go up there and do the quality assurance visits in Pittsburgh, I'm taking a cooler with me because there were some cheap prices up there too. Mountain Man. My sister lived 9 miles north of Pittsburgh. Glad she didn't live in Pittsburgh, but that was bad enough. Drive to her. Oh, I know. Oh, I hated it. Took forever to get through uh, the Fort Pitt Tunnel. But it's really cool. I can't wait till the next time too. I mean, at the same time, because I'm gonna set my camera up in the window. When you go through that tunnel, it's a long tunnel. But as you come out on the other side, the whole downtown Pittsburgh is there and the bridges, and it was really a cool scene. I can't wait to video that. That was really cool. Morgan's, North Carolina. What's going on, my friend? Ed wasn't really squatting on, I guess he was kind of, but the guy that owns the other piece of property noticed on his hunting app that they kind of had the property lines mislaid out. And that guy brought a surveyor out and they surveyed the land. So one of the buildings on Ed's property has to be moved because the new property lines, that building was sitting partly on the other guy's property. So yeah, that strip district, I can't imagine how. I mean, it's like you got one way road and a bicycle lane and the buses. I don't know how somebody could drive a semi through there. What's going on in North Carolina, Florida boy? Check out the Mount Washington incline. That's close to the. Now, is the incline what has the railroad tracks, and you can see the overhead lines? Because we went we come out of the tunnel, we crossed over one river and then another bridge. But to get to one of the places I had to go to, we go all the way up this hill, and you can see the train tracks like the trolley system or something would use. Yeah, I was on that, Mountain Man. Yes. So I did check that out. Bill, why did Ed rent camping space to somebody right next to the family cemetery plot? I don't know. But that's in the deed. That family plot, that guy that sold it to him has to have access to that cemetery. I mean, that's their family cemetery. And it's right in the middle of the property that Ed bought. Uh, so, yeah, I mean, he knew that was there. It's not as steep as the concrete hill down off 2, them pads up. Oh, yeah, I believe that. I believe that one. But yeah, it was pretty cool riding along there. I don't know. I mean, I was lucky that there's only like 5 sites or 6 sites in the Pittsburgh area that I'll have to do, and it has to be done probably about every other week. I'll have to go make those rounds, and then I have to go as far all the way out east to James Creek and Gettysburg. Uh, I'll have to do rounds. Um, so it's a fun job. I like it so far. It pays some bills. And that's all that matters. So yeah, sounds like Ed needs to stay in his lane, so to speak. He got it figured. That wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't that far out, you know. And I'll tell you, when I first bought our property, Bobby bought the property next to me, and the first weekend we met, we were Alex and I were out there just checking out the place, and I met Bobby and his dog. The dog came out of the woods, Rottweiler, scared the crap out of me. And Bobby was explaining to me how the property line went at an angle back behind my barn and down the hill. And I said, no, it's a straight line from this point all the way back. It doesn't go over this way. Because he was putting in 4-wheel trails and stuff. So I was going to build something down on the lower level, and Bobby thought that was on his side of the property line. And I got the survey map out, and we were standing there, and we could look up and see where the marker was and look down and see where the marker. He said, yep, you're right. It's a parallel line, it went straight down. He thought it went at an angle because the other side of his property is a big angled section. And he thought that on my side of his property line, it was angled as well. He had the sides backwards. But it wasn't a big thing. I mean, all of that was surveyed, and we all got our surveys and all of our markers and everything, so we know where everything is. Joe, how many miles is it from Wheeling to your farm? 65 miles from where I live in Wheeling to St. Bernard Acres. Hubby got his 50 days in for the year, gets his bonus done until next year. He can work if he wants to. Never. All right, awesome. That's really cool. But yeah, it takes me an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes to get out to St. Bernard Acres. And then this job, I can still do once I move out there. I mean, it's going to add an hour for when I have to go east. But when I go down to Morgantown and do the Morgantown area and Marietta and Parkersburg, I'm an hour and a half closer to do all of those sites. So, I don't have a cabin fund. My cabin fund is empty. I have no money. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Ugh. This is going to be an hour live stream for sure. Gas prices are going up here, $2.89 a gallon. Went up 55 cents overnight. I know, for no reason whatsoever. No reason whatsoever other than greed. And they'll come back down. This is going to, remember last summer we attacked Iran. And 2 or 3 years ago, what was it, 12 days that Israel and Iran had their war. It just, the power that the United States military has against Iran, it doesn't matter. It if this takes more than 3 days, then it's just lining people's pockets. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. When Russia attacked Ukraine, right? Russia could have taken out Ukraine in 72 hours. It would have been over, completely done with, no war. But stretching it out for the last 3 years has made so many people rich. War is great for the economy in the long run. Every time our country's been in a depression or it's in a poor economy, we have a war and the economy, sparks back up. So war is good. If this takes long, like I said, if it takes longer than 3 days to say, okay, it's completely over with, they're all dead, then it's because too many people are making money off of it. So that's the way I look at it. I'm not scared from it. I don't think anything's going to happen to us. China is not going to get into it. Russia's not going to get into it. Nobody's coming to Iran's aid. Plain and simple. Yeah, I saw diesel, let's see, at the Pilot and the Loves on my way home tonight was up to $4.25 a gallon. Yeah. Yeah, Rob Portman, I saw that. But yeah, I mean, it's what, until I see that China or Russia or somebody is launching nuclear weapons, I'm not going to worry about it. This is a skirmish. You cannot take a country like Iran against the United States of America or the fully funded state of Israel, which is funded by, it's just a branch of the United States that controls the United States. You can't, you can't call that a war. Look what, when we went into Baghdad, when Schwarzkopf was allowed to run the war, what did it take? A matter of a couple days and it was over with. The same thing with Iran. If it goes beyond this, you just, it's all bullshit. So I don't let it bother me. I said from the very beginning, I have said this my whole life. Let me tell you this. We dropped those bombs in World War II on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It was devastating. It just, it was crazy. Way too many civilians killed. But what that did, that ended a world war right then. Right? You know why it ended everything? Because the United States showed, number one, what it was capable of, and number two, what it was willing to do to put a stop to the nonsense. Right? And I have said for the last 35 years of my life, we need to take the Middle East, put that map up there, throw a dart, and wherever that dart lands, drop the bomb and end it. And tell the rest of the world, this is what we are willing to do to stop this nonsense. And all of it will stop then. But it's like, the pharmaceutical companies are still pissed off, we cured polio. There's just too much money in these wars. Yes, they were. That was so true in back to school. I guess when the Ayatollah put $1 million bounty on Trump, he messed up and forgot who. It's not Trump. Trump's nobody. You know, you can put $1 million bounty on anybody. It doesn't matter. Trump was not, that has absolutely nothing to do with what we did. Israel wanted to take out Iran. So, as per usual, and I don't even like talking about this, but we do what Israel tells us to do. Guess what? We're doing it. When Israel tells us we've done enough and the war is over, we will come home. And send them another $20 billion for the day. Since we didn't go all the way in World War II, we could have gone all the way in there. Yes, we could. We absolutely could, but see, the problem is, and I've mentioned this too, Nick, you've heard me say this before, up through the Korean War, the reason why the United States was such a badass country and nobody could mess with us, even though we were a new country by comparison to the world, we were an infant, right? But the reason why we were so badass, we let the military run the wars. We let the generals and the admirals run the wars. In Korea, we started letting Congress run the wars. We no longer depended on generals to make those decisions. Congress decided they could run a war better. And look what has happened since that took over. Yeah, the Clintons don't know. Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, the Clintons don't know about. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know who's buying into that one or not. And it took them 2 weeks of skirting the testimony to come up with that plan. I don't know who wrote that one for them. Obama gave Iran pallets of cash to fund. Yeah, I know. I remember that. I remember that. Absolutely. John, you're 100% right on that. Yeah, Patton, McCarthy. Remember Patton at the end of World War II? He said, look, Germany, they lost, but they beat the shit out of Russia. There was nothing left of Russia. Patton said, let's go ahead and finish this. Let's take Russia and get them out of the way. And we should have done that. We should have owned Russia at the end of World War II, but they wouldn't let Patton do it. Our economy depends on, yeah, our economy is built on war. So, again, I'm not interested in the war in Iran because it's not what we have to think about. We went to war previously, number one, for our freedom, to protect our freedom and to protect the freedom of other countries, right? That was, to me, that was a legitimate reason to have a war. If we as a country, as American citizens, if we are threatened, then yes, we can go to war to defend that. But in the last 30 years, all of these wars have had absolutely nothing to do with protecting our homeland. Right? I don't care. Did the terrorists kill a bunch of American soldiers over here and over there? Why are we there? If we weren't there, they couldn't kill us. because they sure won't be able to do it on this land. Now, after 9/11, yeah, the level of patriotism was great for about a week. And then they threw that Patriot Act in on us, and it took a while for people to get wise what they were doing with the Patriot Act. But, you know, you're not over in Iran protecting our freedom. That's where we mess up at. That's where I hate this government. Right? What did Libya do to us that we had to take Muammar Gaddafi out? What did they do to us? You know, we kicked the shit out of Iraq in 72 hours. We put them on their knees. Why are we still messing with that shit? You know, we have to look past it's all money. That's all it is. They are using us and our soldiers and our American citizens to play their games. That's what's happening. That's exactly how I look at it. Hey Dave, welcome. Oh, I hope you had a good visit with your grandson. Yeah, I know the Rothschild owned banks. That was part of it, yep. But yeah, I don't, you know. I figure if a country wants or needs a regime change, they should do it. We led by example. We wanted a regime change here in the United States. What did we do? We kicked Great Britain's ass. And we changed the regime. Nobody came and did it for us. Right? If you want to change the regime for whatever country you're living in, then do it. Don't ask me to come and do it for you. Because now, once we're done in Iran, think of the hundreds of billions of dollars American companies and contractors are going to make rebuilding Iran. Because we're going to have to pay for all of it. Yeah, BlackRock made a fortune out of Iraq. BlackRock is making a fortune in Ukraine. They already have the contracts to rebuild Ukraine after the war is over. So the longer the war goes on and the more destruction that happens, the more money that BlackRock makes. Susie, if our government doesn't stop this killing, it's only a matter of time before some of these countries stand together against this country. They absolutely cannot do that, Susie. You know, North Korea, Russia, and China are all together. They know not to come over here and mess with us. You're telling me these little ass countries in the Middle East can band together and do something against the United States of America? Absolutely not. Russia and China and North Korea, those three combined, no, they can't mess with us. They know what we will do. So we don't need to waste our time doing that and our money. We don't need to waste that. Yeah, there you go. That's what's going to happen. All the Iranian refugees are going to have to come here. We're kicking all the Mexicans out so we can make room for the Iranians. It's just business. Forget about it. Absolutely right, Pinto Beans. Thank you. That's why I don't like to get in on this stuff. I don't like to talk about it. I want to talk about I need a plumber. Somebody find me a plumber and message me, and I can send them the dimensions I have, I need somebody to design my plumbing for me in the house. I will build it, but I just need somebody to tell me on this line you need 3-inch, on this line you need 4-inch. You need a street L here, and you can take 3 lines into this drain, and you need a vent here. If somebody can just lay that out for me, I can buy all the pieces and I can put it all together. I'm just stuck in how to design this, and it is driving me up a wall. I need a plumber who can lay out a system for me. Chat GPT doesn't do it, Nick. Me and Alex checked that out. It will not give you permit-ready plans. And I don't want ChatGPT to do it. I want a real plumber to do it that knows that I have to crawl underneath this house and put that stuff together. All right, let me get caught back up here. And here comes the Iranian refugees. I'm already broke. Yeah. Sleeper cells will be first. I'm not worried about sleeper cells. We all know how to defend ourselves. We might lose some people. That's going to suck. But trust me, if we would keep our noses out of everybody else's business, maybe they wouldn't worry about us. If we could take care of our own and not worry about anything else, then nobody's going to hate us. They hate us because we police the whole friggin' world. Because Israel tells us what to do. Okay, I'm done with all this. I'm not talking about this anymore. I need a plumber. Oh, John, come on. That was funny. Welcome, Farmall and Fords. How are you, buddy? Good evening. Like how most militias are different feds. Yeah. We just, I get tired of going places and doing things that we don't need. It ain't our business. We ain't got the money. Where's my friggin' $2,000 rebate on all the tariffs? Where is that money at? Oh, we have to help Israel beat Iran, so we all donated our $2,000 tariff money back. And I thought that Tola was having a bad day. He ain't having a bad day. He got out of it all. He got it the easy way. Kind of sucks though, his whole family. They took out him and his son, everybody. That's how you do it. That's New York mob style. But yeah, I got to get off my soapbox. I don't know what else to talk about. Our lives are just so, they don't give us time to think. Every day it's something new we're being bombarded with that keeps us all distracted. that's what half of my life. I wanted to talk about St. Bernard Acres and what I'm doing out there and how we can be preppers and stuff. But what consumes all of YouTube tonight? This military action against uh, Iran, Operation Epic Fury. If that's not a Donald Trumpism, I ain't never heard it. You know, that was Trump that came up with Epic Fury. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it. But that has Trump's name all over it. I wouldn't even watch the new Star Trek show. But thanks for telling me that, Nick. They're doing this to divert away from the perverts that should be going to jail for life in the files. No, they're not. They don't care about that. You know what? Nobody's upset because for 30 years they've been grooming us to accept this disturbed lifestyle, you know, and they threw so much at us at one time to let us know nobody's going to be held accountable for what they did. So they're not worried about that. They don't need to distract us away from that. You know, that is so jam packed full of AI information. Now you don't even know what to believe. So they've got too many people saying, you know what? I don't even know anymore what to believe, so I don't even care about it. That was their plan. That's what they've done to us. What state are you in, Prepper Joe? West Virginia. What's going on, Jimmy? I live in Wheeling, West Virginia, out at St. Bernard Acres is in Ohio. So I have both places. It depends just on how hillbilly I feel where I happen to be at the time. Southern Ohio or Wheeling, West Virginia. They would have to lock up all of Congress. Absolutely. Well, I mean, I think, did you see? Well, it depends on which one. Every day, Nick, there's stupid bills being introduced everywhere. I remember you from other channel. I'm in North Central Ohio. Yeah, I just renamed the channel. It was St. Bernard Acres, but we really don't have St. Bernards anymore. I still call it St. Bernard Acres, but and I want to get SBA prepping and survival. I want to get that channel active and get it going again. I'm trying, but trying to build out at St. Bernard Acres, and we had that discussion tonight with the family. All the bills that have to be paid here, everything, the cost of everything is going up so much, you can't keep up with it. You don't know what to do, you know. And then I want to get the other channel working. You know, my days off, I have to be out at St. Bernard Acres trying to build us a house to live in. So I don't know. But prepping stays there. I mean, it's got to, you know, we have to keep that in the back of our mind because it is going to fall apart one day. I don't want to be one of those kind of, there's too many of these doomsday preppers out there and the world's going to end. But just, you know, an SHTF event can be you lost your job. And now you know, you have to, you know, have supplies to get you through for no paycheck coming in for a while. That kind of prepping I'm more interested in, and trying to help people realize. Because, it's sad, but 95% of the United States of America could not last 2 weeks if something happened. 95% would be dead in 2 weeks. So we need to get the number of us built up some so we can help each other out against those 95%. I will settle on the living, and we can take the free insurance and retirement benefits from those that are no longer here. Please consider liking the feed, pressing a thumb. Yeah, the thumbs up. Shoot some thumbs up, and we'll hang out here as long as those are going up. I'm already so tired, I'm slap happy, in case you couldn't tell. It's awesome to watch the British succumb to the Pennsylvania Rifles in the Outlander series. Their muskets can't compete. Yeah, I want to. I want to start watching that just based on your recommendation, Mountain Man. I'm gonna have to check that out. Those 95% didn't hoard a minimum of $1,500 canning jars and lids. Yeah, that must be the problem. Watch you and Gary doing that bushcraft episode was so funny when you got whiplash by that sapling. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. It's fun going out and do that. I miss the opportunity to go out and do that stuff. I would like to get, because I have all that out there, I would like on that channel to have some people in the Ohio area where once every couple of months we could all just kind of hook up and have make a little bushcraft camp and practice bushcrafting skills, because that's a big part of prepping and survival as well. And I could host a small group out there on some property where we could, build us stuff like that. It would be great to do that. I just have to be able to find the time between taking care of the house here, working, taking care of the property out there, trying to come up with money for all of it. It's difficult sometimes, I'll tell you. But I promise you, Jimmy, I still want to do it. I still have fun, Maybe you can inspire me to dedicate a weekend to it once every 2 months. Have just a weekend of that. Unfortunately, Gary's moving to Alabama. So I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss him. I think prepper channels are in more danger than us, sleeper preppers. Yes. So many prepping channels reveal too much about locations. I don't discuss nothing publicly, but got the means to buy stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't show those people, I'm telling you. I did a video a few years back when Ed was still in New York, and he has all this, I got 15 years worth of food in buckets, I was talking with Kim about this last night, right? You don't prep for 10 or 50, you don't prep for the end of civilization. Like you are going to be the only human beings left on planet Earth. That's not prepping. That's deranged fantasy land. I have always said, you guys know, I've always said on this channel, I want enough prepped food to last us until the first harvest. You got to have, it's knowledge, and they're not learning the knowledge. They're certainly not training anybody or teaching anybody anything. You know, you got 15 years worth of food that you put in Mylar bags and uh, buckets. That shit is so bad and rank that, you know, what you basically have is probably 250 buckets you could use because you got to dump all that stuff out. You know, you can't prep like that. That's not prepping. That's a disease, you know, in my opinion. You give 18 months because if something did happen too, I mean, you know, it's not going to last forever. If an EMP strike happens and wipes out all of our electric, okay, it's going to be rebuilt. You know, it's not like, okay, we're going to be dark for the next, 500 years. So we better have 500 years worth of supplies. You know, you can't prep for 10 years. You can't do it. Try 6 months. You know, that's all you have to do. It's crazy what these prepper channels do to people. There's no need for it. Jimmy, I can make an Ohio meat. Listen, Jimmy, I'm on Facebook, Joe Waller on Facebook. Send me a message so we can hook up and we'll figure out how to put this thing together. You might help inspire us to get back into that. I need a distraction from what I'm going through right now. And that might just be the thing that I need. But yeah, I was going to say, Teresa, yeah, I did this video with people like Ed. There are preppers who prep like a prepper will do, but there are other people, groups of people, who are prepping to take over properties like Ed's. That's what they're planning. That's their idea of being a prepper. They are going to pick these locations that are on YouTube where they tell you everything. They show you everything they have, where they have it, who they have. Their whole prepping is surveillance. They watch you. They know what you're doing because you tell the world what you're doing, right? Their idea of being prepared is as soon as something happens, they're on you. There you go, Ed. There's not going to be time for your people to come from New York and Pennsylvania and North Carolina and Virginia. There's not going to be time for them to get there because there's already a group in your town waiting to take your spot over. So that's why they shouldn't be doing this kind, and you can't believe them or do it the way they do it. Farm all. Yes, farm all and forage. Yes. Yeah, I mean, learn how to just grow food. Learn how to forage some food. Learn how to can. I've been begging for 3 years for somebody to go on my Amazon wish list and buy me a canner so I can learn how to can. I'll go to the grocery store and buy, vegetables and learn how to can with that kind of stuff. That's what you have to do, you know. I'm not going to invite a group of people to come out to my property and bring me all the food that I need. Yes, Mountain Man, 100%. I watch those too. I watch a lot of the bushcraft channels because I love seeing how they do that stuff. And if I didn't have to deal with St. Bernard Acres and Wheeling, West Virginia, and jobs and money, I would be doing one of those channels. That's what I want to do. Susie, I remember when Ed talked about killing kids in the garden if they wanted to get some food. That's when I stopped watching. Yeah, I did a video about that too. I can't believe he actually said that if some kid was trying to rob his garden, he would kill him. You can't, that's the end of, you got to know. Joe, you go get Starlink. I have fiber optic out there, John. I have Spectrum. Before I had electricity, I had high-speed internet at the cabin. I ran the high-speed internet off of solar. So, I mean, I have all that out there. I was shocked. It was so funny when I got a card in the mailbox that Spectrum was in the area, and they would come out and hook you up for $49. You could get high-speed internet. So I called them, and I met the guy out there, and he's looking around, and he's like, where do you get your power from? I said, you see them solar panels over there? He was like, oh, shit. So they had to trench a line all the way down the road and up my driveway to bring fiber optic to the cabin. But yeah, now Kim, you guys know Kim on here every night. She must be, that dog must have wore her out. She built a nice outdoor kennel for the puppy when she goes to work. He can go outside and it's got shelter and everything. A really nice kennel for him for when she goes to work. Uh, she's probably tired building all of that. Johnny, let's see, how much per month? Comcast business for me is 500. Yeah, I know. I don't have it as a business, but I just signed a new deal with them that came out of the thing. I get the 1 gigabyte a month on the internet and 2 cell phones, and it's $110 a month for everything. So I said, yeah, sign me up. We don't even use the phones, but that was cheaper than what just the 1 gigabyte bandwidth was going to cost, because they ran that special for 2 years. I get all of that for $110 a month. So we have phones for out there. We just don't never use them because we're still stuck with Verizon here in Wheeling. Best $49 you ever. It absolutely was the best I ever spent. I'm glad I stumbled onto your live. Looking forward to getting to know you. Well, I am glad you did also. We need people like you. Absolutely. You are welcome. And I try to do this every Saturday night. My plan was to do it Saturday night, do it tonight out at the cabin, spend the night out at the cabin. But I am so beat up from working out there today. I just need to come in, get a shower, and sleep here. But yeah, you're the important thing about this channel is the input I get from it and the ideas we share. These live streams really, unless somebody comes in and makes me mad and gets me on one of my rants about something, there's a lot of knowledge passed back and forth and a lot of ideas that we pass back and forth. And that's how I want these live streams to be. We're all here to help each other out. And we don't charge for that. It's free. I don't have memberships. I don't do super members or whatever. None of that kind of stuff. We're just all having fun here. But yeah, I haven't had a problem with Spectrum. I mean, it's great to have finally out there because all my security cameras out there are all now on the internet, on the network out there, and I can use my phone and see everything that's happening out at the cabin or out at the property anytime. So it really worked out good having that. Oh, and yes, I did the video yesterday asking for ideas on what to do with that area that we cleared out for Alex's building. The best idea I got, and I got some really good ideas, but the best idea I got, I never even thought about it, was I can put all of my solar panels there. Because I'm going to put all my solar panels up, and for right now, while I have the electricity, do a grid tied system so that during the day I'll be generating, on good days, I'll be generating 3,000 watts of power per hour. I'm only going to be using, a few hundred watts per hour. So all of that electricity that I generate will go back down the transmission lines, and I will get credit for that from the electric company out there. And then at night I use their electric, of course. So the way I figured out the kilowatts I use here and the kilowatts, what they charge and what they pay and blah, 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 I'm probably, once I get all that set up, going to look at a $25 a month electric bill. So that's the perfect spot to put my solar panels and do my grid tied system. So yeah, somebody said that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be perfect. I would think 2 vent stacks would be plenty for your plumbing. 2-inch mains for it. Yeah, I understand. Yes, I know I need 2. I'm going to have one going, the bathroom stuff, and one for the utility room stuff with the washer and the hot water tank, and the kitchen can run down and vent out. And I don't want vents that go up through the roof. They can go up the wall and out the top of the wall instead of trying to run them through my metal roof. I can take them up and go out with them. I know I can do that, and it's legal by code. But I need to know what the kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, the tub, the shower, the toilet, the washing machine, the utility sink, what size drain lines do those need? I know some need 4-inch, some need 3-inch, some need 2-inch. Those are the kind of things, and I mean, we can talk about it in here, but I want somebody to say, okay, run 2-inch from here to this point. And then you need to go from a 3-inch down to a 2-inch here, and you need to come here with a 4-inch down to a 2-inch. I need somebody to draw out my system that I could take and get a permit. I don't need a permit, but that I could get a permit, and then I can build off of that. That's what I'm looking for. And I will do it. I mean, I will get it. There's no doubt. Go look in that house you're sitting in and say, no, not this house. This house is a piece of shit. I mean, that's a good idea, Teddy, but this house has been so cobbled together that there is absolutely this house was built in like 1900, and probably in 1950 they did an addition on it. And then, I mean, it's gone through so much stuff over the last 125 years. Nothing works the way it's supposed to be. We wanted to replace the tub in the upstairs bathroom, right? Okay, that's simple. Pull out the old tub and the old surround, put in a new surround, a new tub, and hook it up, and we're done. No, absolutely everything had to be changed because nothing fit the new stuff. I mean, what was going to be a $600 job wound up being a 1,500 job in a week-long time frame because all of the plumbing was just screwed up and no good. Yeah, now as far as the water coming in, I'm not worried about the water coming in. I can plumb my water lines in. Yeah, Nick remembers every winter we would have to go under the crawl space and thaw out pipes, find out where they were cracked, fix those pipes that had been fixed how many times over the last 50 years, who knows. There was copper, there was brass, there was PVC, there was everything. And you could see every single pipe down in the crawl space that had places where it had been patched. So finally, I was like, no more. And I've got a plumbing company out here. I said, look, this is where the water comes in the house. From this point forward, I want everything PEX tubing. No more of this shit. And they did all of it except the one hard area. And guess what? That froze and broke because that plumbing company was too lazy to finish the job. Yeah, that might help. I think, I would feel comfortable. I will find somebody online that is a plumber, and I can say, look, this is where the kitchen sink is going. This is the drain, the main drop out to the septic tank. Okay, from the kitchen to that septic tank main is 28 feet. From the toilet, it's 10 feet. From the bathtub, it's 8 feet. From the washer, it's 14 feet. These are the where things are going. What pipes do I need connected where to dump it into my main sewer line? It shouldn't be that hard for anybody that knows the code and everything. Russell sent me the book, the code on plumbing, but I'm telling you, my mind is going away. I'm not able to think anymore. All right, Mountain Man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to be getting off here myself soon too. I'm going to have to, because I got to get some rest. I do want to mention something, because all you people are like me. Where did I put them? Okay. I've been doing some research. I have high blood pressure. I've been doing research on lisinopril. That's what the doctors have me on. And I don't like it. I was looking up the long-term effects of lisinopril. One of the things is fatigue. I am always tired anymore. Another effect of long-term lisinopril is brain fog. Trust me. Now I need to look at, I need to drop some more weight. Now, with the weather changing and me being able to do a lot more work out there, some of the weight will drop back off again. But something that I've been reading about, the reason why blood pressure goes up in old people, your arteries get stiff. They become less flexible, right? Like PVC pipe versus PEX. But because your body doesn't create nitrous oxide anymore, which is what keeps your arteries and things pliable and makes the heart work less hard and things like that, it will naturally lower blood pressure. So I'm trying, beets will do that, beetroot. I bought a pack of these things, right? Super beets, heart chews, right? Thousands of doctors recommend these things, right? I am going to be trying them out, and I will let y'all know how, because like I said, a lot of you guys who follow me have high blood pressure and take lisinopril. But as far as I can tell, a lot of people say this stuff works great. And it just, what it does by chewing those things, it creates that nitrous oxide that the body used to create on its own. This helps reactivate that to create that nitrous oxide that then will loosen up your arteries and make your heart function better. It doesn't have to work so hard to pump the blood. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to try it out. Now, I started at night. I added magnesium with glycinate, 200 milligrams. Nature's, I buy it at Kroger's, right? And I asked my doctor about it, about supplementing magnesium, because it helps with sore bones, it helps that kind of stuff, helps your muscles relax at night and kind of helps you sleep. So it doesn't make you sleepy. It's not a sleeping pill. But what will happen is it'll help relax things while you do sleep. You have a better productive sleep. And I asked my doctor about taking that. She said, absolutely, try that, as long as it's got the glycinate in it. And I've been doing that for about a month now, and I can tell I do sleep better at night. I have better sleep. I don't wake up as tired, because I don't wake up in the middle of the night. Generally, I was waking up every night at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep till about 4 or 4:30. And I don't do that nearly as much now. But magnesium with glycinate, I think that has helped some. And these are all natural things. They're not made by pharmaceutical companies. But I would like to get my blood pressure. I'm only doing 10 milligrams. When I first got prescribed the lisinopril for blood pressure, I had to have 40 milligrams. And when I had lost all that weight, I got down to 5 milligrams. And then it was like, take the 5 milligrams every 2 or 3 days. So I'm at 10, which is not too bad. But I think between the beets and me dropping some more weight, I can get completely off of that medication. And that's what we need to do. We need to get away from the medication, because as preppers, even if SHTF happens, where are we going to get this stuff? We have to find alternatives. We have to learn to forage and grow herbs, medicinal herbs, learn that kind of stuff. So, I'll be 69 in May. I may as well start learning about it and experimenting now. Off-grid Solomon. Yes, they are. Look on the packaging for who owns the vitamin company. Well, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. This is made by who man or something like that. I don't know. I mean, grow beets in your backyard. Take it that way then. You need actual generic original beets. If you buy those kind, you're not buying anything. It's not. Now, the pharmaceutical company makes the vitamins. Yes, I agree with that entirely. I don't think the magnesium is doing anything for my body other than, help them relax a little bit at night. I don't have to have that. If I forget to take it, that's fine. I sleep, It's not something I have to have. The lisinopril I have to have. So if I can find an alternative to that, I will. A pint of Jack just before bed. Well, yeah. I'm telling you, the amazing thing about gummies, when I was doing the gummies a lot, during the summer, I was working a lot and doing the gummies, you get up when you get old, you get up 2 or 3 times a night to go pee, right? I would take a 10 milligram gummy, go to sleep, fall asleep at 10 o'clock. I wouldn't wake up till 6 o'clock. I would sleep I never had to get up and go pee at all. That was amazing to me. Now, at 6 o'clock when I did go pee, I stood there for 40 minutes. But yeah, so there, natural things do have an effect. We just need to learn it. Lisinopril makes my ears itch. I believe it. Lisinopril, my wife, they had to take her off lisinopril because of a dry cough. She couldn't stop coughing with it. My 87-year-old grandma went on carnivore diet off her diabetic meds in 30 days, down 50 pounds. Oh, that is awesome, dude. I never heard that. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to research that for sure. But I'm trying to find alternative ways to do, away with pharmaceutics. Now, the only drugs I take are the lisinopril and the diuretic that goes with it. I forget, hydrochlorothiazide. That's strictly for my blood pressure. Nothing else do I take. I had an incident one night when they ran the lab work. My potassium was low. So they gave me some potassium at the hospital and everything came out just fine after that. So I bought at Kroger's a bottle of potassium supplements and I called my doctor and said, okay, how much should I take? She said, oh, no, don't take, let me subscribe potassium for you. She gave me a prescription that's basically the same thing, except it's got a bunch of extra shit in it. So I'm trying to find different things. But I'm going to get off of here for the night, guys. This has been a great chat. I appreciate it. I hope I didn't bore you too much with talking about Iran. But Jimmy, look me up, dude. Get on Messenger and let's try to get some things together. And Farm On Forge, awesome to have you, man. Looking forward to see you every Saturday night. Get in here and help us out. But I hope everybody has a wonderful end of the weekend tomorrow and has a great week coming up. I might get to pop out a video or two during the week. I'm going to try to get some going again. But everybody have a wonderful week, a wonderful evening. This old wore out body is going to bed. I appreciate everybody. I'm out.